Hello Pisces, welcome to your love reading for June 2020. Keep in mind this is a general reading. If it resonates, consider a personal reading. Just send me an email and we can go ahead and make that happen. Otherwise, let's get to your reading. Holy Spirit, angels, divine guides, universe, can you please provide your truth, your wisdom, your clarity, and your insight for Pisces love energies for June 2020? What do you see? What do they need to know? Any messages that you have to help Pisces reach their higher ground, become closer to the universe and closer to divine in regards to their love energies for June 2020 will be greatly appreciated, and we thank you. Pisces love energies June 2020. Can you please show me the energies that Pisces passed out of prior to June 2020? We have the Wheel of Fortune in reversed. I'll be leaving a link below for what your love interest is thinking or feeling. In that spread will be something you do not know about your love interest, in addition to if they're interested in somebody else. The Fool card in the upright, love energies for June. Check out my 2020 Sun Moon predictions in my playlist. My 2019s are in there. I have resuscitated my compatibility readings. Those are also my playlist, so check those out. Ask me a question on Instant Go. Check me out on Insta, Facebook, like, share, subscribe, and or donate. And we end on the Nine of Cups as we move out of June. All right, so here's the deal. The Wheel of Fortune we're starting off with, and it's in reversed, okay? So this is the ending of a cycle because things are not turning out very well. So things have turned around suddenly is what happens with the Wheel of Fortune. It usually is not in your favor. Not only is it not in your favor, you feel like you're completely out of control. You can't do anything about it. And you're just kind of like at a loss, okay? It's a real kind of helpless feeling. So what's interesting is that the Fool card happens in June 2020. So I think you just kind of say to yourself, okay, well, things didn't work out. They turned for the worse. I don't care. I'm going to start off on a new journey. Kind of like you're going to throw that away, that experience away, and kind of go out in the world and have a fresh new experience with fresh eyes and fresh air, and not fresh hair, fresh air, maybe fresh hair, and just stepping out, seeing what's out in the world, taking that risk, not having any fear or anything else. So I do kind of like that whatever this experience was, you kind of said to yourself, oh well. It can also be a situation with a Wheel of Fortune reverse that you were staying in something just because it was safe, and here in June you kind of decided, well, I'm not going to stay with something that's safe if it's not working out for me anymore. I'd rather take a risk and kind of see how things sort of turn out. Now, the only problem is, and it doesn't even have to be a real problem, but I see the Nine of Cups in reverse as you move out of June, and I think you're kind of forging forward with really like unrealistic expectations. It's kind of like setting the bar really high. Like you're, skipping out in the world and you're like, ooh, I'm free now. There's going to be a whole bunch of like Prince Charmings or wonderful ladies lined up, trying to meet your acquaintance. And I kind of think, sometimes the Nine of Cups can be driven by ego. So, and you guys aren't huge like ego people, but I think if that's the case, if you're kind of like a little too confident going out into the world and this and that, and you have expectations that are ridiculously high, you might be setting yourself up for disappointment. Okay, so I was just gonna say, as you move out of June, just kind of reel it back a little bit, have your expectations be realistic. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse for Pisces? Energies prior to June 2020. Love energies prior to June 2020. Why is this Wheel of Fortune here? Who is this person? What is this energy? Yeah. So you were in some kind of situation. It was really like, it was not going well. I feel like the person that you were in a situation was really like all over you all the time, very smothering, wanting to know where you are, what you were doing, overprotective, wouldn't let you do anything. They were a little bit kind of sketchy when it came to their emotions too. They weren't the most secure or the most mature when they came to their emotions. You never knew what to kind of expect from them on the day-to-day. And with the Five of Swords in reverse, I think you just kind of decided that you really didn't need this anymore. So it might have been the scenario where it was like it seemed like it was a safe relationship at the time. Well, I'll just stay here because there's probably nothing better out there. Sometimes it's what the Wheel of Fortune reverse could be. But it looks like you'd rather be happy than kind of stay in this relationship and kind of move forward in regards to that. Okay, so this is where you're stepping out single. So whoever that was, I think you kind of walked away from that. Why is the Fool card here in the upright? Who's this person? What's this energy? Additional messages for the Fool card in the upright. Now, there is another way that this story can go, but I'm just going to hold off until I get the clarifiers out on this. Okay, yeah, so the previous relationship you were in, you know, the reason why you're kind of stepping out is because it wasn't working on a you know, level of kind of like building a home with someone. You guys would argue a lot. There'd be a lot of things like that. A lot of the values that you guys had didn't line up. You weren't on the same page, and you're kind of keeping that in mind. It's funny because the Fool's almost looking up at the Ten of Cups in reverse here, like a reminder of how things were. And you're with the Three of Pentacles, you're looking for something that's more workable, a situation where someone actually values who you are. They realize your worth. The two of you can kind of work on things to get to a better place, or work on things, you know, sometimes this is a project thing, work on projects together and work together really well in regards to this. But I see this Five of Wands here, so this is kind of lining up for this Nine of Cups here, where I feel like you think you're a little over exuberant. So you tend to think there's a lot of suitors out there that are available to you that would fight to be with someone like you. And don't get me wrong, that is a wonderful, wonderful thing, to have that confidence. Overconfidence ends up being another thing. High expectations end up being another thing. So, you know, I'm just saying that I feel like, I don't know, you're feeling like there's going to be this bevy of people out there, and that might not end up being the case. Your choices might be limited. But I like the attitude, like, hey, I'm cute, or I'm handsome. People are out there, they're going to fight over me. Why is this Nine of Cups here in reverse? Who's this person? What's this energy? Additional messages with Nine of Cups in reverse for Pisces as they move forward. And sometimes people, you know, they can be so insecure, and they can be lacking so much confidence, they need to over emulate to kind of compensate for that. And if that's the case, I totally, like, 100% get that. Okay, we have the Ten of Wands here in reverse. Ooh, shooting people down. Okay, so you do have expectations, and there are people who are coming to you who might be a workable relationship. It might be something that'll work out for you, but you're kind of telling the people to take a hike. You're kind of saying, no, thank you. I gave it the office. I don't want a relationship with you. Or you might just be saying, hey, I'm taking a break right now. I don't want to be tied down or anything like that, but I do see refusals happening. And as a result, you're missing out on a lot of opportunities that are actually around you. You're not being productive. You're not just kind of making change happen within your life. So I do think you're setting the bar a little bit high. And with the Hangman in reverse, that's holding on to some type of fantasy. That's an unwillingness to compromise. That's kind of having an ultimatum or drawing lines in the sand. And not waiting forever. You know, this has to happen. This specific outcome has to happen. This person has to be a certain way, or you're not going to compromise. So just be a little bit careful about that, because I don't know where that is coming from. And it might be like a I'll show them sort of thing. That's very possible. That sometimes happens. And of course, like I said, if it's something where you were somebody that came out of a relationship or a connection and you're really down and out and your self-esteem was on the floor, then it's perfectly fine to, like, you know, over emulate so you can kind of get where you need to be. But, you know, it can kind of go in a bad way if you don't know how to manifest that correctly. So if this resonates, consider a personal reading. Just send me an email. We can go ahead and set that up. Click on the link below for what your love interest is thinking or feeling. Check out my 2020 Sun Moon predictions. My 2019s are in there. My compatibility readings are also in my playlist. Ask me a question on Instant Go. Check me out on Facebook and Insta. Like, share, subscribe, and or donate. Otherwise, adios from Veronica Garnett. Bye.